It seems that most business experts deal with the easiest part of business problems. They deal with how to get things through a funnel. So you've got a sales funnel, a service funnel, you've got a management funnel, you've even got a strategy funnel. You've got funnels for everything. And they'll tend to work on things like how to close a sale, how to write a strategy, how to manage your staff, how to measure customer service. It's all stuff within the funnel. But they tend to forget the one really important thing, and that thing is how to get things into the funnel. I'm reading at the moment, I've just finished reading a book called Fanatical Prospecting by a guy called Jeb Blunt, and it is all about getting stuff into the funnel. Basic proposition is pretty basic. If you haven't got anything going in the funnel, there's no use talking about how to close a sale or how to transition it through the different stages. You've got to fill the funnel. That's fundamental, but that also happens in other parts of business. Within that book, he talks about a golden rule, a 30-day rule, which basically says that the business that you're prospecting or you're filling into your funnel today is the business you'll get in 90 days. So if you get slack right now, you're going to feel a drought in 90 days. And I know I've felt that in my business because as soon as you win some business, you take the foot off the accelerator in the prospecting, you think, I've got to nail these deals down, I've got to write proposals and all the rest of it, and you forget to prospect and then you dry up 90 days or 180 days later. Very true there, but the same applies to other parts of management. In business strategy, they talk about how to get the strategic process going through. But what they tend to do is just quickly glance at something like purpose. And they say, you've got to be clear on your purpose and then your mission statement, vision, and all the rest of it. But purpose is actually what I do. And I didn't realize until I was reading a sales book that what I'm actually doing is filling the top of the strategy bucket. It happens also in my mystery shopping business. In the mystery shopping business, customers come to me all the time and they say, Stephen, we want to know how to measure returns and do all sorts of surveys online and social media monitoring of the temperature of our customers and all this sort of stuff. That's great, but do you know what happens when someone first comes in contact with you? And I say to them all the time, start with the basic stuff. Start with their very first point of contact. The first point of contact for a new customer or the first point of contact for an existing customer. Measure that, and then when you've got that right, start to get the other stuff down the funnel. I recently had a great conversation with a guy called Peter Merritt, and we were talking about hospitality industry, checkout people at the front counter, people on the floor in retail. How do you get them motivated? And he said what happens in the hotel industry is they do the very top of it very simply. You get the manager to look the staff member in the eye in the morning and say, good morning. They don't look away, they don't say it by email, they look them in the eye and they say good morning. Now, how many people at retail on the shop floor actually have someone come up to them in the morning, apart from a co-worker, and say, hey, good morning? Let's not get into saying thank you at the end of the day. That's the end of the process. But at the very, very beginning, if you can't even bother to say good morning to a human being, you've lost the game to start with. No use fiddling around with the other stuff in this funnel. It doesn't matter. That's just like working on closing skills when you don't have anything to close. So look, it was a really huge lesson to me reading this book, and sometimes you have to read the simple stuff to do the simple stuff. Prospect, prospect, prospect. If nothing else, get the top stuff and the really simple stuff done, and then you can worry about getting the complexities of the rest. Again, I hope that helped. I'm Stephen DiPietro. Thanks again for tuning in.